Just to be clear, these headphones are replacing my Beats that I reviewed last time. They are better in every way to the Beats, without being more expensive, which is a plus. The main reason I got these were because I was worried that the Beats would break. They were also pretty uncomfortable for long sessions of music listening or reading or whatever, and don't have active noise cancelling, so yeah. These are the Sony WH-1000x M3 or Mark III. Great name by the naming department. They are wireless LDAC-enabled active noise cancelling over-ear headphones, and I'll explain what each part means in a moment. I'm going to refer to these headphones as the Sonys from now on. Unlike my Beats review, the build quality, sound quality, and comfort will be explained very quickly and only in an overview format because the reason you're buying the headphones is for the features. Okay, let's begin with the build quality. Sonys are great in terms of build. A very plush, soft, heavily padded headband sits on top. The sides are plastic, but do not feel cheap in any way. The headband adjuster is made of metal and has a nice satisfying click to it. The touch control ear cups are made of a matte, flush, nice feeling plastic with an Alcantara feel. The ear pads are incredibly soft memory foam that conforms to your ears, with the insides being a somewhat airy mesh that houses the driver's and ANC microphones. Overall, an excellent build quality. They are foldable and have a lot of mobility in the ear cups as well. The sound quality is very good. The bass signature, which is the sound that comes out of the box without any tweaking, is set to bass boosted, which some people like and others will not like. Personally, I like the added bass. It's clear and not overpowering. It's a very clean sounding bass overall. But if you don't like it, you can always turn it down, turn it off, or change it to something like a treble boost in the app if you desire. Onto comfort. The comfort is very nice. The ear pads cover your ear completely, and the memory foam pillows your ear and creates a soft cushion for longer listening sessions. There is very little clamping force because they're over-ear headphones. They're not clamping on your head as much in order to gain that pressure like the Beats did in order to stay on your head. That is said, though, that because of this low clamping force, when you're running or whatever, it's going to be harder to keep them on your head if you're doing long jogging sessions, so I wouldn't recommend using it for that. One thing to know is that since they're closed back, it means they don't have an open grid like back. There's quite a large amount of heat generated over time, so heat is the thing you're going to notice. Since they are cushioned, you're going to have a generation of heat. So you have to take them off after a while, but it's not too much of an issue. Now, onto the features. So I'm going to list them in order of how I'm going to be reviewing them, so here's the list. It should be on screen now. So we have NFC, ANC, ambient control, the app, hear through I'm calling it, auto timer, LDAC, voice prompts, Google Assistant button, 30 hours of battery with ANC on, carrying case, airplane adapter, and then USB-C. So I'm going to be going over each one of these in a moment here, but first the headphone name. These are over ear, which means they go over your ear instead of on them. So as I discussed before, on-ear headphones usually have worse sound because they're smaller and have worse drivers but better battery life. Over-ear have better sound because they're able to go completely around your ear. So there's that. Active noise canceling, which means they block out ambient and surrounding noise from microphones inside of it, that when you turn it on, it cancels out noise outside of you, so it's much calmer, so you don't have to hear a bunch of noise if you're trying to listen to music. LDAC enabled, which is effectively a type of Bluetooth adapter that gives you a more clear sound reproduction, so better sound reproduction instead of streaming because you lose some quality, and also lower latency. Latency is effectively the time it takes the sound and audio to go from the source to whatever you're listening to. However many milliseconds is the latency, and effectively this is easily shown by things like movies and TV shows, and they're talking, and there's a delay between when their mouth is moving and the words coming out. That's called latency effectively, and it changes the latency from 225 milliseconds to 198. Now that I've explained everything about what the whole headphone is, the features are going to make you buy them because they are pretty expensive. NFC is near-field communication, which is effectively allowing the headphones to connect with another device with NFC. Effectively think of it as Apple's W1 chip in that you can just automatically connect it when it becomes in an area with a phone, except you have to tap it. So you tap your phone onto the ear cup that has the NFC logo on it, and it says, do you want to pair? And you click yes, and you have to go through the whole Bluetooth process. It's a similar connection. ANC is active noise cancelling. I talked about it a little bit before, but let me just explain what it is because this is pretty important. A lot of reviews and stuff have been the best active noise cancelling headphones you can buy right now. They block out most of the noise without creating too much pressure. Pretty much how they work again is they send out a wave to cancel the waves that are coming in from noise and audio and stuff, and usually that creates a bunch of pressure around your ears to sort of block that out. Now the pressure isn't too noticeable, which is good, but you do get used to it, and most of the time it's not too cumbersome. Okay, now on to the app. The app you can download expands the functionality by around 2,000%. With it, you can change things like the ambient noise and activate ambient control, which uses GPS to determine where you are and what you're doing and will adjust the active noise canceling accordingly. I have it set to detect when I'm sitting. The ambient sound is on 15 so I can hear my surroundings, but when I'm on transport like a bus or a plane, ambient sound goes to full noise canceling so I can't hear anyone, but you can still hear voices. The app allows you to see battery life remaining at the top there along with the name and the state. It changes the signature of the sound, so if you want to, for instance, change it from bass boost to treble boost to mild to mixed or whatever, you can do that. Apply soundstage, which effectively is where the location of sound comes from. Usually you want it in the middle. You could have it in the far right, far left, front, back, all that stuff. You can also mess with the voice prompts, so there's active voice prompts when you like turn it on. You can change what language that is, as well as like what shows up in the voice prompts. Toggle the Google Assistant button, so with the ANC/ambient button, it's a toggleable for Google Assistant. Summons the assistant, tells you things like the time and temperature and stuff if you want to. And then connection preferences, which we'll talk more about later. Overall, it's a very useful app for adjusting any setting you need, and it gets updated pretty frequently. In fact, it just got updated last week with support for Alexa, so that's pretty cool. I'm calling the next feature here, talk through whatever you want to call it. It's pretty cool. When playing music, you can hold your palm over the right ear cup. In my personal experience, you have to hold your palm and then cup your hand or fingers a little bit in order for it to work, but it'll have a little chime, and then it will dampen the music that you're hearing into a low rumble effectively, so you can turn on the microphones and then you can listen to everything that's happening around you. It's really useful for if you're like going to get coffee or something, you're like, I need to talk to the person, don't want to take my headphones off, and just put it over and not look a weird idiot when you're talking with your headphones on. So that's pretty useful. It works really well, actually. I really enjoy that feature. The Sonys also have an auto time out feature, so you can change it in the app. It determines if you take the headphones off or are not using them when they time out and turn off. It's great for saving battery life, and it's a really good feature that you should take advantage of. A quick note on LDAC here. In order to enable it, you have to go down to the sound quality mode of the app and then click on priority on sound quality instead of stable connection. This will get rid of any of your preferences, unfortunately, but it should allow you to get LDAC enabled on your device. Now, battery life, by the way, is pretty great. Supposedly, it gets around 30 hours with ANC. My personal experiences, I've gotten like 15, but that could probably just because it's refurbished, so keep in mind. And it's excellent compared to other brands like Bose or Sennheiser, which is good. No problem with a run out because they have USB-C charging, so a lot faster, more secure charging, not going to break as much. It's more universal, so a bunch of things are switching to USB-C, so you don't have to carry around a slow micro USB cord, which is good. So last thing is the included carrying case. I didn't talk about the case in the Beats because I thought it was nothing special, but this case is amazing. It's a hard shell case, has a loop, has a nice sturdy base with a divider in the middle and a net on the back. The headphones simply fold into the case. Lifting the left one up allows easy placement into the template. In the center is a divide that helps it stay sturdy and hold the included wire cable, no microphone attached, and travel size USB-C cord and the airplane adapter. Overall, the Sony WH-1000x M3 are an excellent pair of active noise cancelling headphones, but nothing is perfect. I want to take a moment and talk about some of the issues I've had with the Sonys and clear up some misinformation I've come across. So the touch control ear cups can be pretty finicky with the touch controls and don't always register touches, which can be pretty annoying. There's also no proximity sensor in these, which means that when you take them off your head, they continue to play music instead of pausing it like some other headphones in the same price range. There's been many articles as well complaining about the Sonys not working and registering fan touches on the ear cups, touch control wise, when they're exposed to cold weather like 32 or below. I was 100% expecting to happen the same thing happened to me, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. I've tested these in 24-degree Fahrenheit weather without any phantom touches being triggered, but keep that in mind, that is a possibility that in colder weather it could malfunction. The last issue with the Sonys is that previously we assumed that you were not able to pair multiple devices. This effectively meant if you had them connected to, say, your phone, and you turn the Bluetooth off, turn the headphones off, but they were like connected, like you pair it to your phone, you couldn't then pair it to some other device. It just wouldn't register as being a Bluetooth option. And apparently that has been debunked, I guess, which is good, and you can hold the power button for 7 seconds and it will go into Bluetooth pairing mode, and then you can actually pair to more than 2 devices. It wasn't in the manual or in many of the reviews, so I thought I'd bring it up here, and that there is a way to connect 2 devices. Okay, now on to the verdict. Okay, now on the verdict. I would highly recommend these to anyone over-ear active noise cancelling travel type of headphone, but $350 is a lot to spend on these, so I'd recommend getting refurbished from Amazon if you can for around $250 or $300. Supplies are limited and usually it's hard to get them, so you might want to hurry quickly if you want to get a good deal and be able to secure them. Other than that, they're just great combination of USB-C charging, very great battery life, the case, and the active noise cancelling and comfort really make these stand out above the competition, and I would highly recommend them if you're looking for an over-ear pair of headphones. Anyways, with that, I will see you all in the next video.